It seems the game's decided not to follow the script that was set out for us this season. We have already won our Champions League group, but we've just lost our last two Premier League games against rubbish teams. Hello and welcome to part 193 of It's Coming Home. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our final Champions League group game against Espanyol and a Premier League game against Wolves. Since you were last with me, everything looked like it was going all right. We thumped Arsenal. We really thumped Dynamo Kiev with basically a reserve team in the Champions League. But then we came off the back of that. I thought I was being clever. This Champions League hangover thing. Right, we'll play the reserves in the Champions League because we've already qualified. Then play the best team against Leicester in the Premier League. And we lost, it seems, unless I heavily rotate in the Premier League after a Champions League game. We lose. I don't understand. And then we lost against Norwich as well, which was even less excusable because it wasn't. We can't even use the excuse of the Champions League hangover. Look at where our defeats are coming though. Always after Champions League games. So we're probably going to lose to Wolves as well. And if we do, that'll be 3 Premier League defeats in a row. We're already falling off the top of the league. Manchester United are a very strong team. There's 2 very strong teams in this Premier League. We need to keep an eye on this situation. Interestingly as well, Cheraldini, who we had on loan very briefly and wasn't any good for us. I mean, Leicester paid £70 million for him for a start, and he's one of the top scorers in the Premier League this season. So he was quite good, wasn't he? And the striker we want, just to keep him away from Manchester United, is jointly top scorer with him. So lots of home connections all over the Premier League there. But let's play Espanyol, and I'm going to try and be clever again. We're going to try and play a very rotated side in the Champions League so that when we come back to the Wolves game, we can play a stronger team again. I don't know what Past Kev has done here. I don't even know who he is. Mikhail Alpetit. I'm assuming he's just hit full rotation. Is that what you've done, Past Kev? No. Full rotation's even weirder. Oh, actually, it's not even weirder. We've got Essa in there instead. Did you hit more rotation, Past Kev? That's what you did, isn't it? We can't quite go. He's literally hit that and gone offline. Where's Joksimovic to play it right back? Come on, let's at least make this into a proper team, for goodness sake. Where's Joksimovic? Is he on the bench? No. Where is he then? How have we managed to lose our up-and-coming right back? If we do that, can we find him that way? Oh, he's unregistered. There you go. So there was a reason for it. I'll allow it. Other than that, I'm happy with the rest of the team. I just wanted to fix that situation. But we'll go with that. So we get to see a couple of players. Well, Alpetit is someone none of us have seen play before. Drame has just won Premier League Young Player of the Month. Mendes getting used to playing in central midfield. Not really. Alongside Slomer. So we're going with Powell in goal. A back four of Aleph, Beron, Lee and Hervé. Slomer and Mendes in midfield. Young, Drame and Flager behind. Alpetit. Alpetit? He's French. Would that have an impact on how you say his name? Probably. But he's an unusual choice to play up front. But, you know, he might be a superstar. If he scores a hat-trick in this game, he might be the next Cheraldini. The last time we had a young French striker up front, to be fair, it was Mercier, not Cheraldini. So, yeah. I mean, Mercier will probably be one of the top scorers in the Premier League before too long. Cheraldini passed through Southampton as well, where Mercier has gone. Mercier is like 5 years younger than Cheraldini, so they have time. It's quite fun seeing some of these players who we've had and for whatever reason not kept hold of, whether it's because I decided they weren't good enough or they were here on loan and we decided not to keep them. But it's quite interesting to see the calibre of players we're bringing in is so high that even the ones that we decide don't make the grade go on to do really well. You could argue that Cheraldini should be in this team ahead of either of the strikers that we've got if he's the top scorer in the Premier League. But someone said in the comments that, I don't know how real this is, so don't quote me on it, but because we're doing so well and dominating so many matches, it's kind of affecting our strikers in the match engine to stop us winning games like 10-0. It's making our strikers look bad, even though they're good strikers. Because I am struggling for a logical reason for why both Mira and Thor are struggling to score goals in this team, because we dominate every single match. Even the matches we don't win, we dominate. The only exception to that was that game against Manchester United that you saw. Was that yesterday? I think that was yesterday's video, where we didn't dominate that one. But every other game this season, we have been absolutely rampant all over our opposition, 30 or 40 shots per game. And because of that, our strikers aren't scoring goals, apparently. I don't know if that's a thing, but it's starting to feel like the only potential explanation. Sloma's just scored an absolute beauty for his first goal for home, to get it in the Champions League in style as well. Sloma's going to be a very, very good player for us. Good to see Mendes picking up the assist as well. And we've absolutely destroyed this group. And it looks like we're going to finish the Champions League group stage as the team with the highest number of points in the competition. We're looking good for a Champions League win, boys and girls. Drame now trying to create something probably for himself. He's already developing into what seems like quite a selfish player, which I guess isn't a disaster from attacking midfield. If he's going to score 15 goals a season from attacking midfield, I can live with him looking a little bit selfish. Flager now, back to Sloma. Sloma to Drame. Drame trying to find Young, and he does. Young still hasn't got his first goal for home. Hervé getting into a crossing position. There's Flager again, and that's unbelievably a 9th goal of the season already for Lucas Flager, who is our backup right winger. That shows just that I don't understand why our strikers are struggling. I mean, Young, perhaps the reason he hasn't scored yet is because officially he is a striker. He's not actually played there for us yet, but he's one of our 3 strikers. So is the game hamstringing our 3 strikers, but the rest of the team are still scoring enough goals for us to win? Is it to stop us winning games 10-0 week in, week out? Because if that's the case, that seems a little bit silly. Mendes now charging through. Look at that from Mendes. You wouldn't believe he was playing in central midfield. He's just dancing past players as if he is the number 10 in the team. But it's very pleasant having 2 very talented young number 10s both playing in the same team, because obviously we're keeping possession of the ball very nicely, and they're both creating a lot. Drame now with a shot from the edge of the area, but both Mendes and Drame, I mean, looking at that, actually 2 of the lowest ratings on the pitch, but from what I've been watching, they both look like they're having cracking games, both looking very lively, which I'm not going to argue with that at all. We're 3-0 up after less than half an hour, so we're obviously doing something right. But once again, the attackers, the actual strikers, you wouldn't even know they were there. We may as well stop playing with strikers. Is this why sometimes when people reach a certain level of control and domination, they go strikerless? Does that then take away this thing? But I don't even know if the thing is real. I'm asking for solutions for a thing that I don't know is real. But it feels real at the moment, because we've got 2 of the best strikers in the world and we just can't get goals out of them. I think the more realistic explanation for it is that our tactic isn't really built around them scoring goals. Even as I'm saying it, I don't think I believe it, because it's a 1-striker formation with fullbacks that push on, creative wide players, a player in just behind the striker there for creation. It's all built around getting goals out of our striker. But it's just not working for whatever reason. Sloma now, lovely ball across to Flager. Flager with the cross, looking for Appetite, but can't find him. And Young, Ben Young, finally has his first goal for home. It's taken him until December, and it's Drame who's created it, but Young finally has a goal in a home shirt. Bearing in mind, when I gave that lad his England debut, he scored within minutes. Obviously, not quite the same return for home. It's because we've put him in the number 13. We've ruined him. But hopefully, that's the first goal of many for Young now in a home shirt. My super sub, who's actually starting a game for once. And perhaps he'll be the goal-scoring answer to this team. Aleth now, just playing in central midfield, apparently. Sloma to Mendes. We are absolutely dominating this game. Once again, it's Young again. And it hits the top of the crossbar. And the only player not playing out of his skin is the young striker. And that could be because he's young and not any good, or it could be further evidence of what we've been talking about for the entire match. Let's stick Mira on and see if he can go on and grab a goal. Flager's picked up a knock, so Goff can come on for him. And we'll keep an eye on Drame, because Drame has got the lowest rating on the pitch now, which doesn't make any sense at all because he's been involved in everything. But we have got Costa on the bench, who, you know, let's just bring Costa on. But what I'm actually going to do is tell him to play in midfield and move Mendes further forward, because Costa's the experienced international who can go and play out of position for 10 minutes. Let's get one of our wonder kids up into his own position for the final 10 minutes of the game. Mira just over towards the end of the game there. Look, their fullbacks are having terrible games. But Mira had his one big chance, missed it. Read into it what you will, boys and girls. Mendes now out to Hervé. This is probably going to be our last chance of the game. 15 seconds left. It's Goff. Back to Hervé. Someone get a cross in. I want Mira to have another good chance. Slomer to Mendes. Slomer's had a cracking game today. This might be the coming of age game for Slomer, because he looked like he belonged in that team today. 8.9 for Slomer and a goal. We've got our midfielder doing a Mick Powell, boys and girls, and it's not come a moment too soon, especially because Zupancic is injured at the moment, so Slomer is going to be playing a lot of games. Right, I can't even keep up to date with how many changes I've made for this game, so we'll just go through the team again for Wolves. We're going for a strong team, even though we've just played in the Champions League. So we're going with Beckett in goal, a back four of Aleph, Beron, Lee and Mayer, Cristiano and Slomer in midfield. We want another big game from Slomer today. Sorelio, Costa and Flager supporting Thor up front. And as if to demonstrate the point from the last game, everyone else in the starting 11, apart from the goalkeeper, but goalkeepers never get good ratings, but all 9 of those outfield players averaging good 7-point-something average ratings. Thor, 6.83. Mira, 6.96. There's something stopping our strikers from performing. And I know people are going to be saying, Kev, it's your tactic. If you want your strikers to score, do a better tactic. But we've used this tactic and had strikers score goals before. We had Kano score loads of goals. Was he in this tactic? Thinking back, he probably wasn't. But these strikers are much better than Kano. It's troubling me. But we do need a win in this game. 2 Premier League defeats on the bounce. We need to get back to winning ways and not let Manchester United push too far ahead of us. A win here does put us back to the top of the league, I think. Presumably United must have already played their games. There's no other matches going on. So this is a bit of an opportunity to go back to the top of the Premier League. They must have played their game and lost it. So a win is an absolute essential here. Beckett now plays it forward to Lee, and hopefully this is a sweeping forward move that results in a goal. A glorious goal for Thor as strikers start playing well for home. Finally, Costa plays it through to Thor. Thor does brilliantly, but it goes wide. It was awesome first touch. Just took his defender out of things completely, but then one of the best strikers in the world misses a chance that he wouldn't miss that chance playing for Belgium. I don't understand. Mayer now back to Lee. Lee forward to Costa and Slomer and Costa again. Costa's coming so deep he doesn't want to be associated with the strikers in case he gets their curse. Flager now. Is that Thor hanging out on the right wing? I mean, that's probably not the worst idea he's ever had. Just try and convince the game he's not a striker so he doesn't get penalised. But if anyone from Sports Interactive is watching, please put my mind at rest and tell me that's not a thing that happens. Please. Because it's driving me insane. If I know for sure that I just need to tweak the tactic, I'll tweak the tactic. But the tactic, by and large, does work. The rest of the team plays well. And if we're winning games and scoring goals, I guess it doesn't really matter that our strikers aren't scoring. But it is baffling. And then there'll be the other section of the comments saying just play him as a complete forward, Kev. We've talked about this. I know we have. But they're supposedly better at being advanced forwards, and I'd rather play them in their most natural positions while they're not performing well, in the hope that it drags the performance out of them. But we'll do complete forward for the second half. There you go. We'll call it a little treat. Thor will be a complete forward for the first 15-20 minutes or so of the second half. Then Mira will come on and be a complete forward for a similar sort of amount of time. Neither of them will score, but Flager will score towards the end because that's what Flager does. We've been the better team here. We have been the better team. We should have scored through that awesome opportunity for Thor. But let's make him a complete forward. The other option, I guess, is make the striker complete forward on support and just have him there as like a pivot point for the attacking midfield three to push on past him and just accept the fact that he's not going to score goals, but try and use him in a way that creates even more opportunities for those around him. But the danger there is that we break another part of the pitch then. I don't know how much behind the scenes match engine work is being done by these strikers making clever runs, stretching the defence, having three people marking them. That could be the reason the attacking midfielders are playing so well, because the strikers are so good that they're being overcompensated for and it's leaving gaps elsewhere. So it's probably not something to fiddle with too much. But let's do a triple change. Where's Goff? No Goff today. There you go then. We'll bring Mendes on. By the way, on the subject of young French wonder kid attacking midfielders, Maxence Gabarry is another 5-star potential French attacking midfielder. There's some decent French attacking midfielders coming through at the moment, and all three of them play for us. So who's going to be the new Zidane? It's going to be Dramé, Mendes, Gabarry, and I imagine the whole of France is hoping we find a way to play the three of them together, so the three of them can then go and play together internationally as well. Mendes now trying to score a late winner for us, but it's straight at the keeper. Let's demand more. We've dominated the match and have nothing to show for it. Oh, it's frustrating. Last minute corner. We're actually beyond the time that's been added on to this match now. And there we go. Home do feel as though they should have won this game. I agree with you, commentary bar. Not good enough. We've got to be winning matches like that. Because we've dropped down to third in the league now. Oh no, second in the league. But we've let Man City back into this title race. We need to start scoring goals and winning games again, please. But tomorrow's episode, I guess we'll go into January. We're not going to be able to spend any money because of this. The board have lowered our wage budget. They're finally starting to do something about the financial situation. We've also taken on a new sponsor, a £33 million drinks sponsorship deal. It's that one at the bottom, I think. A 1-year deal for £33 million. Plus they did a cash injection, both of which were designed to get us back inside financial fair play, which we have now done. But the projection is still looking hideous. But remember, that doesn't include prize money. So as long as we win the Premier League and the Champions League this year, we'll be fine. Ish. If you have enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.